Hello, friends. I'm going to share another little story about one of my songs today in the hope that it will inspire you somehow and give you some sort of inspiration. The song is called Dance Little Girl, or depending on where you live, Dance Little Girl. But where I am, it's Dance Little Girl, though some of my friends would say dance. The song was written for a friend of mine and also a reminder to myself as well. And it's just a simple three-chord song, very simple little folky, catchy tune that it will be at the end of this video so you can have a listen to it. Now, if you're a male or identify as a male, this song can certainly be danced little boy. Okay, so don't feel ostracized or forgotten about because you have a different gender. So, what was going on was a friend of mine was really complicating her life. She'd got her life into a real mess, and not as I mean, it was a mess, again, a bit of a mess physically, but it was much more of a mess mentally and emotionally. Oh my goodness, it was exhausting. But she was a good woman and she was trying really hard to sort her stuff out. But I could just see how her overthinking was killing her. It was killing her spirit and just robbing her of so much joy by partly wishing her partner at the time was someone he wasn't and wasn't capable of being, but also just complicating her own world through overthinking. And this is not denying what is. I'm not saying, don't deal with anything and just put your head in the sand and deny every hard thing that ever happens. No. But there is, I don't know if you've heard the saying, paralysis through analysis. There is that point where sometimes you can analyze life so much that you get so paralyzed in it that you forget how much joy life is trying to offer you through simplicity. So in this song, it's got butterflies and all sweet things in it. The moment was inspired, the visual of it was inspired by a time in my own childhood. We were up in Lismore in northern New South Wales and visiting cousins at the time. So there was a stack of us kids, about eight. I don't know how many of us went up. So my cousins lived in a house down the bottom. They were on acreage. And there was a steep hill and then a plateau up behind their house. I'm not sure how many of us went up the top. Maybe not some of the older ones. But there was certainly at least 5 or 6 or 7 of us up there. And everyone was running around, climbing trees, I don't know, doing what kids do. And I went off on my own, as I often did. And it was just one of those, it's a movie moment where it's so perfect you just can't quite believe it would happen. It seems maybe it's a little bit too cliched for it to happen. But anyway, I was on my own. It was beautiful. We're up on this lots of lush green grass on this plateau that's surrounded by trees, and probably, I'd guess from my child memory, probably about 200 meters circumference, like across. It's a circle of 200 meters across. So, decent size for a bunch of young kids. And yeah, it's probably, I don't know, 8 or 9, probably about what my daughter is now. So old enough to remember. So anyway, I was off on my own and I jumped this log, just a log lying there. And from that moment, out of both ends came a rush of butterflies, of monarch butterflies, the orange butterflies. And so I was standing there and I was twirling and there's butterflies around, and it was just one of those, like I say, it's like a movie scene that's too perfect or too cliched to actually think it was real. But it's a very clear memory from my childhood of bliss, and bliss in nature, and just bliss of just in the moment. So I sort of used that moment there to work it into the song. Just twirl and just let yourself twirl and fall on the ground and be happy and not worry about anything. And but the lines that I I most love from Dance Little Girl, which you'll hear shortly, is life's pretty simple with magic and bliss. The hard bit is remembering this. So life's pretty simple with magic and bliss. The hard bit is remembering this. The more often you can remember that life is pretty simple, and it does have magic and bliss, because the magic is life actually supporting us when we get out of our own way, because life will flow very naturally and beautifully when we do get out of our own way. I've experienced it countless times. Thank goodness. But the hard bit is remembering it, because we can overthink things and we can think that we have to find all the solutions ourselves, and we don't. Life is on our side. Life wants to support us. We just have to allow it to, by remembering that it's actually there waiting for us. It wants to breathe a huge sigh of relief and say, oh, thank goodness I can help her now, or I can help him now. So life's pretty simple with magic and bliss. The hard bit is remembering this. So have compassion for your humanness, as we all, we're all frail, we're all strong, we're all broken, we're all fixed, we're all a blend of everything. We are amazing. The human potential is only limited by our own opinion of ourselves. Sometimes it takes a lot of work to get back to that, to actually make that opinion completely pure and honest and real, and not actually a product of our upbringing. But the work is worth it. But in the meantime, try not to overthink it all. Process what you have to, but try and keep life as simple as possible, so that you can actually be helped and supported. Because the more complicated and jumbled we make it, the more we're actually blocking the natural flow of abundance and joy. I'll leave you with that today.
Dance, little girl, don't think of tomorrow. There's nothing can hurt you. No time for sorrow, so swing your arms wide, twirl all around. Make yourself dizzy and fall on the ground. Lift yourself up, laugh out loud and dance. Life's pretty simple with magic and bliss. Hard bit is remembering this. Flows on so perfect, so just let it be. What lies ahead is a mystery. Celebrate life as it's meant to be and dance. Oh, it's easy, you know. Dance, little girl, trust in the flow. It knows where to go. Remember the mountaintop, twirling through butterflies, falling in long grass, watching a blue sky. Nothing has changed, magic is there. Too much of thinking just makes it unclear. Stay in the moment, watch it appear and dance. It's easy, you know. Dance, little girl, trust in the flow. It knows where to go. Dance, little girl, don't think of tomorrow. There's nothing can hurt you. No time for sorrow, so swing your arms wide, twirl all around. Make yourself dizzy and fall on the ground. Lift yourself up, laugh out loud and dance. Lift yourself up, laugh out loud and dance.
I hope you found the video helpful, especially if you truly do want to reach your fullest experience of life with no regrets. You might also like the free resources of articles, interviews and videos available on my website at bronnieware.com. If you'd like your question to be considered for a future video, or if you'd like some inspiration in your inbox, then join my mailing list via the website. Find out more about my books, which have inspired over 1 million people in 32 languages, at bronnieware.com/books. My online programs are found at bronnieware.com/courses. I also offer a very limited number of one-on-one mentoring sessions. Visit bronnieware.com/mentoring to read more. Socially, I can be found on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook and Pinterest. If you've benefited from what I share here, tag your friends so they can too. Stay well and safe out there, and remember, live true to your heart's own song.